What's up YouTube? KS Gun Guy here. Thanks for joining me today as always. So occasionally on the channel I wheel in a product or two, and these products are generally geared towards concealed carry or home defense or just going to the range and having a really good time. Generally speaking, those products are pretty purpose driven. In other words, I might have some sort of trigger component or some sights or maybe even some lubrication or solvents or something like that, and they really have a pretty defined use or purpose within the firearm or taking care of the firearm, that sort of thing. But every once in a while there's a product that can serve multiple different uses. So that brings us to today. Now I've got in front of us the CZ Shadow 2, and if you saw a couple of weeks ago I did a full review on it. My buddy Sandpaper Pistol Grips loaned me his to have a little bit of fun with, and I'll tell you what, that was a ton of fun, and Sandpaper, I really appreciate that. I liked it so much that I had to go out and get one of my own. And so that's what I've got here. Now, one of the things about the Shadow 2, if you'll remember, the grips on it are an aluminum grip, and I'll give you a good look at these. These are actually pretty nice grips. I think they look nice, and I mentioned in the original review that some people find them to be a little bit slick. I think they're okay. They're not bad. They could definitely use a little bit more texture, but in the grand scheme of things, they really aren't entirely too bad. However, anytime there's an opportunity to make some enhancements and some tweaks, it'd be great. And I mentioned before that some enhancements can serve multiple purposes, and grips are definitely one of those. Grips are one of those types of enhancements or modifications that you can do for a relatively low cost, and it can do several things. It can enhance the feel of the firearm, which translates into functionality while shooting. But then it can also transform the gun from a look standpoint. So I've got a couple of different examples here of some lock grips. Now Jason at Lock Grips, we did some back and forth conversations and some types of grips that I was looking for that are meaningful to me, and we settled on two different ones. These first ones right here are the CZ75 Bogies in blue and black, and I'll give you a good look at these a couple of times probably. These are made from a G10 material. Now they're kind of a golf ball dimples sort of texture on them, and I have to say, although they are aggressive, they are definitely aggressive, they are not so aggressive that they beat up my hands. Now, I'm not a fan of overly aggressive grips. I'll just admit it. I'm not. I like kind of a mild to medium aggressive sort of grip. But these actually really do pretty well. Now, part of that is probably because although there is definitely some defined texture, everything is also smoothed out where it is supposed to be. So you're not getting any sharp corners or edges or anything like that. All it's doing is really keeping that grip planted right here, and I think that's absolutely fantastic. Not only that, but I think the look of these is really cool. It makes the otherwise all black gun really pop out just a little bit. Now, these are about half the weight of the standard or stock aluminum grips, and they are just barely thinner than the stock grips. So if you wanted something a little bit thicker, he's got some other options as well, like the palm swell grips, that sort of thing. But and of course, multiple different colors for his grips. But for these, for me, it worked really well. Now, he also sent another option, and I have to say, these are absolutely fantastic. Now, and I'll give you a good look at them, of course. These are the full checkered grips. Now, this is in all black, and once again, G10 and the millwork is absolutely fantastic. Very uniform, no sharp edges or anything. The coolest part of this, of course, is the fact that it's got the CZ logo on it. Now, if you go on his website, again, in the description down below, you'll notice that you won't actually find these grips on the website. This is something you'd probably have to contact him and say, hey, I really like these type of grips and I like this logo, or maybe you have your own design that you want to talk to him about potentially incorporating into some grips. He could probably do it. So, and he can definitely do these, but once again, kind of a custom order there. Either way, though, they feel absolutely fantastic. I would equate these more to sort of a medium sandpaper feel, so definitely have some bite to them. However, they're just a little bit more subdued than the Bogies on the other side. Once again, either way, they're absolutely fantastic, and they came with a little bit of hardware and an Allen wrench and that sort of thing to switch these out. Now, I've just got the stock screws in there. They seem to do just fine for me, but it's nice to have some different options. But once again, guys, I highly recommend checking out Lock Grips. They've got some great options, not only for CZs, but also Berettas and 1911s, that sort of thing. So a lot of different options. The quality and craftsmanship is fantastic. So once again, you could definitely change the feel feel and the functionality of the firearm from a grip standpoint, but you can also just change the look, which is kind of fun. I think it's fun to kind of mix things up and try some new and different things. So hopefully you guys will check it out. Again, link in the description down below. I'd love to hear what you think about lock grips or some other grip options or ideas. I'm always interested in hearing from those, so sound off down in the comments. Otherwise, guys, thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you next time.